Ciao, Ferrari collectors. So we have another Kyosho branded model to come in here, and this is from Ferrari collection number 8. And this is 500 yen, so around $5 when this thing was new. And this is new back in 2011. Let me focus the screen here. So if you want to pause and take a look at the other models in the collection, that's what's going on. Alright, so in that box there was this blister pack, and inside that blister it could have been a model kit, because this is where a screwdriver would usually reside. But someone apparently put this together for me already. And it came on this plastic base. It's screwed on. I took it off already. And it comes with an info card. Let's see if we can make out any of this stuff. I guess in the past those were Halo vehicles, but I can't really make out any of that. And yes, it was a model kit. Alright. So, my historical research, although it's very often wrong, and it might be again, this car was made in 2003, and this was a test mule for the Maserati Mc12 Gt1. So they're testing out the drivetrain of a new Maserati, and they used the Enzo chassis to do it. Alright, and only one exists, and this is it. It's in black. Had I known that, I would have tried to have gotten this model in black, but I don't really research cars before I buy the models. I just buy models because they look cool, and then I do the lame research after the fact. Alright. Yeah, you'll see the exhaust openings are totally different. Alright. Well, so the back end is not very accurate, it seems. Alright, let's see. We got these wheels here. Nice curvature to the tires. I like that. And then, yeah, there's air passing between the spokes, so that's pretty good. They have the center knockoff not there, so no problems at all. This doesn't really want to roll. There's a lot of friction going on. I guess they technically would roll, but it's not roll freely. That's what I guess what I'm trying to say. The printing here is all tampos, it's not decals, so that's nice. Ferrari crest there looks pretty good. It has molded in mirrors. I suppose that's okay for a $5 model. There's some paint rash here. It's a red die cast from Kyosho, so that's very often the case. This must be part of the base, it's plastic. Let's see here. Well, the Ferrari badge looks good. It's not oversized. Pirelli looks good there. Black plastic, possibly part of the base, or they're just inserted. No, that's an insert, because you can obviously see it move. And then, whoa, that goes all the way in there, so that's just an opening. Oh, I see, look at that, that's cool. It's like a winglet underneath the car. So the thing is screwed together, at least in this collection of Ferrari, so that's good to know. So if there was a problem, or if you want to modify it, it's very easy to do. I'm going to imagine this is relatively accurate to the real car. It's running racing slicks, which makes sense. Then yeah, that's the big thing that's off. Alright. And looks again to be some black plastic there with molding, and the prancing horse looks good. The printing looks alright. I think this is a radiator. That's what it looks like on the photograph, just to provide additional cooling. Definitely not good for aerodynamics. And then I almost feel like this wing might, well, I'm wondering if it's a little low, or it's an optical illusion. Maybe the radiator's too big. That's a giant wing. Okay. There's a engine detail there on the inside. Texture here. And then we have these snorkels here. Probably going to the intake plenum there. I imagine this leads to that tube going to the intake system. And 2 additional snorkels there. All these snorkels seem to have a depression in the middle, so that's very nice. It's not just blanked off plastic, you know. It actually looks like a snorkel, not just a random blanked off cylinder. I have a suspicion this is all one piece of plastic and then they painted it black, just based on the sound. There's one raised wiper blade there, painted black. And then a lot of great molded details with Kyosho. It's just that they only use black plastic. But I guess this is accurate to the real car. I mean, the real photograph just has a black interior, so... Okay, yeah, you can see a steering wheel in there. I don't think there would be a passenger seat being a test bed. I think there's like a fire extinguisher cylinder there on the floor. Alright, so it's not the perfect model, just based on the, you know, the paint rash of that Kyosho usually gets, especially in red. But it's a unique part of history, I think. You know, I like Ferraris, obviously. Who doesn't? And then the fact that it led to a Maserati. That was an interesting story to learn about. So in fact, let's compare it to a couple of their models that include a Maserati. So this is it, I guess. This is the Maserati Mc12 Gt1, and I think it came out in 2004 and ran up until 2008. So, you know, again, they're just testing out the drivetrain, but the car is totally different. I have the regular road going version of the MC12, all by Kyosho. All these models are by Kyosho so far. So they're quite different, actually, those MC12s. A lot of aerodynamic differences between the road car and the race car. And then I'm going to put out this regular road-going Enzo. And this is made by Ace Model. So I think you can still buy these Ace Model Enzos online. So it's not you don't have to search it out, you know, like these other Kyoshos, which are generally old models, like usually 10 years old. So which car do you guys like more, or the most? Would you prefer an Enzo or Maserati MC12? I think I would prefer the Maseratis myself, but if I actually had to drive it on the road, I guess the Enzo would be the most logical, just because it's a smaller vehicle. Alright, well, let's get this guy up spinning on its own. So, a little interesting chapter in the history of the Fiat group. Again, if you want a more accurate model, you want to buy the black version that Kyosho put out. But I'm okay with this in red. Doesn't really bother me too much. Alright, I will see you guys the next time I do another Kyosho. See ya.